Hey everybody, my name is Josh. I'm a YouTuber and the CourseCareers instructor for the IT course. And then I have Ernisia here, or Ernie. Do you prefer either one of those?
Either one. If you can pronounce it, you got it. Ernisia Williams.
Ernisia.
Go by. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so nice to have you. She was a CourseCareers IT course graduate, and then subsequently went on to get a job in IT. So she agreed to come on here for an interview. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. So before we get started, do you have any socials that you want to share, like a YouTube or Instagram or anything like this?
Sure. So my Instagram is I am Ernie Williams. And then my podcast you can find on Instagram as well. And YouTube is called Stats to Assets.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I'll throw those up on the screen for everybody to see, and I'll put the link thing too. So yeah, check out her YouTube and everything.
Cool. Thanks.
No problem. Do you mind talking a little bit about what you did before getting into IT and course careers and all that?
Sure. So right before starting my studies, I was a front desk manager for a fitness gym for a couple months. And then even before that, I was in tech sales. So worked for Dell, sold servers and switches and firewalls, more hardware. And then I worked at a company called NewFit in Austin, Texas, and we sold a medical device. Before that, I played basketball overseas in Europe professionally for 7 years, but I've been retired for about 4 or 5 years now.
That's cool. That's really impressive, like pro basketball player. I ain't never talked to a pro basketball player before, so that's very cool.
Awesome. I appreciate it. I'm pretty beat up, but it was fun.
Very cool. So, I didn't plan to ask this, but what made you think, or what made you want to go into IT from tech sales and doing the other stuff? Anything sparked your interest?
Well, I went to the University of Texas and I had minored in computer science. So that was, technology has always been something that was interesting to me. Just playing basketball kind of took the front. I did that first. It took all of my energy. And so I never really got back into tech. And I just was like, hey, let me get back into technology and something I'm interested in that I just haven't done for a while. So it was now or never, it's, if you want to do something, now is the right time, I feel like.
Good as reason as any.
Yep.
Do you remember about how long it took you to complete the course? Once you started to the time you technically finished, about how long did that take you?
So I would say I finished in 3 weeks, but 2 weeks was the actual content in the portal. And then my third week, I took that week to do the projects one more time and build my GitHub and finish the resume and finish the LinkedIn. And for the week 5, I did a lot of applications and was studying the Anki deck, studying those behavioral questions, trying to get ready for interviews. So I would say, 5 weeks total to get a job, and then 2 weeks to the portal through the content.
Gotcha. So from signing up to actually getting a job was about 5 weeks, you say?
Yeah. Yep. 5 weeks, pretty quick.
That is pretty quick. Do you remember? Did you wait till you graduated to start applying? Did you kind of preemptively get the applications rolling before finishing, or what'd you do there?
Yeah, I definitely started to apply before I graduated and took my test and got my certificate. So I applied at around, I would say, week 3.
Okay.
Or at the end of week 3, so week 4 and 5, a lot of applications, and started get some interviews in week 5.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fast. Good work with that.
Thank you. Yeah.
do you remember how many applications you had to submit in total about?
I would say a lot. Definitely 300 or more. Yeah, every day I was at least trying to get 20, at least 20 to 40. Sometimes, some days I missed, putting in applications, just being busy. But I put in a lot of applications. I used LinkedIn, Indeed, and ZipRecruiter. Let's see. I don't know if I talked about reaching out to recruiters. I think I started to do that later in my kind of application process. But if I could change maybe one thing, I would start to reach out to recruiters, IT recruiters on LinkedIn that were specifically looking for IT help desk or whatever role that you're looking for. Reach out to those recruiters specifically right after you get done with your LinkedIn and your resume. And in your GitHub. Make sure your GitHub is on there as well. But start to, and my idea, like my thought process around that is, as well as doing the applications, is you want to attract, people that have the jobs in their hands, and they're like, hey, I want to hire somebody, right? So try to attract those recruiters and let them know what you're doing and what you want to do. And hopefully that'll double your chance of getting some interviews and landing your job.
That's very good advice. And to find the recruiters, do you just like search recruiter and then you start like pinging people, or what's your like method for finding them?
Yeah, I think I just put in IT recruiter. And then I put in help desk recruiter and see what pops up. Look at their profiles and kind of check and make sure that they are IT recruiters. And I would just kind of message them if my account would allow that, or send a note and just say, hey, I wanted to connect with you and I am looking to get into an IT help desk role. Wondering if you knew of any roles available. And that's pretty much what I say. And you can juice up your note or your comment however you want to, but just kind of let them know what you're looking for. And I guarantee if they have a spot open, they're going to say, hey, send me your resume.
Yeah, because they want to get money, right?
They do.
Yeah, that's funny now, because I feel like when you start like putting out a lot of applications, you saying this kind of made me think about this. I think that's when, because like I get like a lot of spam from recruiters, even though I never like apply to like anyone, and all these like random recruiters have my information for some reason and are just like giving jobs. Yeah. I think that's probably going to happen to you and like other people who like do this. Because I think when you like apply to like a lot of places, they must like keep your resume or something in like some database and like share it. So I imagine you'll probably get like recruiters and stuff like reaching out to you in the future, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I have actually got a couple other MSPs reaching out, and I think it was because them getting my application late.
Okay.
Or not late, but they're kind of just going through and seeing my resume.
They like got to it, but you're like already working.
Yeah. Exactly. They finally got to it. I'm like, I got a job already.
Yeah. Hopefully no one like offers like too much, and then you're like, oh man, I gotta like leave my current one.
Hey, if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, I think.
Yes, for sure.
Cool. So you said you ended up accepting a position at a MSP, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So I accepted a position at an MSP in Austin, Texas, and I guess I had 3 offers. One offer was just not financially what I was looking for, and then I had 3 interviews between 2 companies. So I had 1 interview with the company I chose, which was great.
Nice.
It was not too technical, but it was I would say pretty easy interview.
That's good. Did anyone ask you any question that you like didn't know the answer to right off the top of your head, so you had to get creative? Or how was your like experience interviewing? Nerve-wracking, or is it pretty easy?
It was nerve-wracking because you just don't know what they're gonna ask, especially for the technical questions. I basically more so got, I would say, behavioral questions and, tell me about yourself and how would you handle this particular user that's hostile and they're angry. How would you handle certain situations if you were wrong in a situation, right? A lot of those. And then a lot of more so, they were just asking questions to see what type of culture, if I would be a good fit for the culture. And then more so customer service, really customer service based.
Gotcha.
So a little less technical, a lot of customer service based type of questions.
Can you talk about like your salary range at all, and if you had to negotiate and like how all that went?
Yeah, so the initial salary range for the role was $40,000. I had asked the recruiter that I talked to first, and then the man I did the interview with. But when they offered me, the day that they offered me, I just kind of mentioned like, okay, so what was the, salary again? And he kind of just said, well, 40,000, but we're willing to throw in another 3,000. Yeah. I was like, great. Okay, that's cool. That was easy enough. But then I asked, hey, can you make it 45,000? And he said he would go and get that approved. And then a couple of days came back later and that was approved. And formal, confirmed that they offered me the job. And then I was like, dang, I should have asked for more.
Yeah, that's how I feel when they accept too fast, like too easily. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit. But it's good that you negotiated because you can just get a bunch of money, like several $1,000s for just having a conversation essentially. So highly recommend anyone watching this to at least ask for something reasonable.
hmm
Yeah, you can't really lose.
Yeah, for sure. Ask. And I feel like if you're going to have a career, you're going to be in positions to ask for the salary that you want, and the salary that you think you deserve based on, the value that we bring the company. So practice that, get used to it. It feels weird sometimes,
Mm.
but it's like we have to do that. And you'll be surprised what I think a company that really wants you will give you if you ask for it.
Yeah, I agree. Because like there's a lot I could say about this. I won't say too much, but I agree with everything you're saying.
So,
Cool. So did you, by the way, did you start working it, or are you still like in training, or are you already like in the swing of things?
all of it. So I'm in my third week. So Friday finishes my third week, or tomorrow. I would say I'm still in training, and I'm just in it, right? So I guess my experience of training, my first day, I shadowed someone, and my second day, someone shadowed me, and I got to, handle tickets and actually do the heavy lifting.
Mm.
The third day, I feel like if I can remember, I was kind of on my own, but I asked a lot of questions, and my team would come help me. And so after that, it's just trying to go through the tickets, trying to troubleshoot and figure it out on your own first, and then just using your team, asking a lot of questions. Just yeah, for anybody that's watching, and just be okay with not knowing things and try to figure them out as fast as you can, but just ask questions, and don't be afraid to do that.
Gotcha. That's really good advice. And I want to say, like, on top of that, there's no way for you to like, I shouldn't say no way, but it's really hard to like pre-study and like go to a job because like every place is different, and everyone everywhere has like their little weird things that's like specific to the place. So as long as you know the basics, and then take that advice of just asking questions and doing your best, like you cannot lose this way. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, can you talk about? I'm sure like people are kind of curious like what it's like to work in an MSP. Can you talk about your day to day? Like what is it like? You get in and you sit down and check email, or do you just like hit tickets right away, or how does that kind of go?
Oh yeah, for me, I get in, and I check my email and see if I have any emails. And if I want to be specific, I got four screens, so I kind
Oh
of
wow.
put all of the applications that we use. I just kind of open those up. So I have my certain flow I like to use. So I have the ticket system open, our our remote desktop, open. And my email is always open. We use Microsoft Teams to talk within
Mm.
the team. So I open that, and I have a flow, understanding of where things are. And then I will look at the tickets that I am waiting maybe on a client to respond to, or I have to go back and finish because maybe we didn't finish what we did yesterday, and I might have to call them and get have some more time with them. I try to finish those and get those out of the queue. And after that, it's looking at the chat is open. So the chat is kind of number one. We don't want anybody waiting over 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
if I'm working on a ticket that's not like live, I'll have to go in the chat if there's a lot of people waiting. So you just kind of have to have an idea of prioritizing and kind of what's the word? I don't know, working at the same time, doing a lot of things at the same
Yeah, it's like a controlled chaos kind of thing.
absolutely. Controlled chaos is correct. So we do yeah, the tickets come through the ticketing system. People may email us or phone calls, and then the chat.
Do you deal with SLAs there at all? Like you can't leave them in the chat. You like, is it like a hard thing? You can't let them stay for 5 minutes, or is it like a guideline type thing?
Yeah, so I think within the chat, it's kind of built in. If their time goes over like 5 minutes, it gets red, and it's like,
Okay.
come get me, But also like our managers will say, hey, can somebody pick up so and so? They've been in the chat, 5 minutes or six or something like that. But
Mm.
probably about 5 minutes as far as the chat. We try to pick them up before that if we are free. And sometimes it gets busy. Like it ebbs and flows. Like sometimes the mornings chill, and then it's like right around lunch break is like things get crazy, or it's vice versa. And it's kind of cool. It's funny to see like just the way issues that happen. Like
Mhm.
all day yesterday, I had all printers and scanners.
Mhm.
It was like it was pretty. It's rough.
That's funny. Do you,
The,
is it like a coincidence, or is everyone trying to like print for some reason?
I don't know. They were different companies,
Oh,
so it
really?
wasn't like the same.
Oh,
Different people like, oh,
oh.
my scanner, I can't find it.
That's funny. I wonder what happened. Maybe Microsoft like released an update and it low key broke a bunch of stuff. I don't know.
That's been happening for Outlook, so I don't know. A lot of people's Outlook is continuously trying to log in.
Oh! Is it trying to like? Oh, it won't connect, but it's like spinning or something.
Yeah, it
Oh,
won't connect, and so yeah, we have to do some other things. Password reset won't fix it.
oh, gotcha. Oh, that reminds me. Is there any part of like, say someone's watching this and they're like, oh, I'm thinking about doing course careers. Is there any part of the course that you recommend them to pay special attention to that really helped you, like with your, journey and getting your job and like?
All of the projects for real were amazing. I loved working in Azure and understanding, seeing the back end of the cloud a little bit. But for me, the Active Directory was a really, really cool lab, because just in my third week at my company, I've had to terminate. I've had to terminate employees and change passwords and change usernames within the Active Directory. So I've had. I'm glad that you put that project on there, because
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
using it in my.
That's good. Thanks. I'm glad to hear that. And by terminate, you mean like someone like got like they don't work and you had to like disable their account or something, or?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody,
Okay.
is not working with the company anymore, and we have to kind of shut off their email or whatever access they had to it.
Gotcha. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that still comes in handy. So that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. And for anyone watching, not necessarily related to course careers, but you made like a pretty big career change. Do you have any advice for those people? Like maybe they're a nurse or something and they want to get into IT, like any, words of wisdom or anything?
Say do it if you've kind of done your research on where you want to go. If it's in IT, just get into it. Do course careers and finish the course fast. You can finish it fast with whatever time you have. Just stay dedicated, and they take your course. Just do exactly what you have laid out in the course. Everything is super easy to follow and understand. Just do it. I would say do it ASAP, do it in a timely manner, and get that job, change your career, go for it.
Thanks. And thanks for saying to do everything that is in the course, because I feel some of it is like tempting to skip over. Like it was too boring or something. But especially like obviously the labs are like fun and useful, but like the job hunt preparation execution, in my opinion, is like super important. So thank you for reminding people to like do everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like start to finish, the Anki deck, the behavioral questions, the GitHub, the LinkedIn, the resume, all that stuff is everything that I did. I even went through, the projects twice or a couple times, and I was able to land my job, change my career in 5 weeks, only 5 weeks,
It's
with
fast.
no experience. So it works.
Yeah, it don't take that long to do. This is kind of like not related to anything, but my thinking when I made the course is it's like right now there's like these certification programs, but they're kind of like too broad. It's like too much stuff in them, and
Yeah.
I know like once you start working, you're just gonna like learn a bunch of stuff at work, right? And it's not gonna be like how can I say, like the goal for me and like the other people like trying to get a job is to like make people start working as soon as possible, because that's where you're gonna start getting like the valuable experience and everything. So I tried to make the course like not have like much more than that's required to get a job, but it's like enough to get a job, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you speak to my intention of that pretty well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the troubleshooting that I've encountered at in my role, you can YouTube that stuff. Like working in 365 or Google admin and stuff like that, you can probably get from the A+ or just kind of looking at things on YouTube. But everything that you put in there is great stuff, and it's like you said, it'll help us get the job.
Thanks. And now that you say that, I think I should patch the course with O365. I was like thinking about that a little bit, but I think like everyone pretty much uses that, right?
Yeah, most people that we're working with use 365. I've had some companies use Google Admin or Google Suite, but yeah, it's mostly Microsoft Outlook and Teams and that suite of products.
Cool. I'll definitely include that in the future. After the cyber course, though, I'm like kind of tired. Maybe like June or something.
Yeah.
Before we go, I just want to say like I'm gonna do a podcast with Ernie.
Yep.
Sometime in the future. So you should consider going to her YouTube and like following, subscribing, and following her, and then look for the podcast. I'll announce it. Yeah, I'll just like announce it on LinkedIn and YouTube or something when it comes out. So like I'll like remind you guys. But
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I don't think it'll be my first podcast, I think.
What? That's crazy. Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. Really appreciate it a lot. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was amazing. It was great. Great course.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll see you in Discord.
All right. See you later.